Here we go now.
Why is it already Thursday? Why is it already Thursday? Where did the week go? I was out last night, dipping it and doing it. Not really. Not dipping it. And not doing it either. I went out last night. OMG, I'm paying for it today. All that drinking, all that partying. Look.
Lies! The lies!
But shout out to all of you that I met at the Brandy live book event at Brooklyn Paramount. I've never been to that venue before. It's gorgeous inside and it's huge. Wow. It was really, really beautiful. And there were a lot of people there and a lot of Kempire watchers. Some of you said you watched me on TikTok. Some of you said you watched me on YouTube. Some of you are just getting subscribed. So shout out to everyone that I met last night at the Brooklyn Paramount for Brandy's event, which was about her book. As you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter or wherever you're watching this podcast, you'll have to go to those platforms to see what I'm talking about. But Brandy's book, hold on, let me get it. Let me get it. Brandy's new book. You know, we've been talking about it. Available Phases, a memoir. I have finished the book. First of all, gorgeous cover. Gorgeous cover. I finished the book. I'm going to reread it. And I've been asking you guys if we should maybe do a book club and talk about it because there's one particular story that's been gaining headlines. Yesterday, we dropped a video. This morning, we dropped another video. Mods, if we can post the link to this morning's video in the live chat so that people can see the update. Because after I did the first video yesterday where Brandy talked about Wanya Morris in her memoir because, you know, they dated, well, there was a discrepancy. When exactly did they start dating? Back in 2021, Wanya said that they started dating when she was 18 years old. In Brandy's book, she reveals, no, we started dating when I was 16 years old. He was also the one that was she lost her virginity to Wanya Morris. So, see, everyone's like, yes, book club, yes, book club. I just want to gauge it differently because there's so many elements of this particular book that I want to break down and talk about. So I feel like the book club, it would be us having multiple conversations about different parts of the book because there are other elements that she talks about. She talks about the car accident. She talks about her albums. That's a big thing for me. I love hearing artists talk about the stories behind projects. So she talks about different projects from her debut project to meeting Whitney Houston and how she was supposed to meet Whitney Houston multiple times and things like that. She also talks about her Full Moon project. She talked about the Aphrodisiac project, the Human project, her relationship with Ronnie Darkchild Jerkins. She talked about just so many different things. So last night, Angie Martinez was the MC, the moderator of this conversation. And because Angie is a professional journalist, she did allude to some of the headlines, including what's going on with Ray J. And Brandy was very funny. She seemed very comfortable. Unlike, because I saw her on The View and I saw her on Good Morning America, and she didn't seem as comfortable in those spaces as she was last night. And I'm glad she was comfortable because she even sang a little bit. If you follow the channel, I posted a clip of her singing a little bit. She seemed more than willing to talk about some of the things. She did not talk about Morris and what's been in the headlines. She says she doesn't read the headlines, but she feels the energy of what's happening and people talking about it. And she was very insecure about putting out this memoir, understandably, because for a very long time, Brandy has only really given us the Brandy image, the good girl. And in this book, she's talking about everything, the ups and downs, her struggles, her mental breakdown, her exploration in religion and things like that. So there are a lot of elements, and I was happy to be there. First of all, happy that people are reading because I keep telling you guys, reading is so important, especially for your mental health, but also for your brain health. So I'm always going to encourage people to read, and I've been saying I want to get back to reading a lot more than I have been. I think the pandemic I really slowed down in regards to the amount of reading that I used to do. So the book club, it will be good for all of us, right? Right. So I will talk more about the details of my thoughts and opinions on Club Kempire when it comes to the book club. Well, the book club, but also the Brandy event and everything like that. Lady C said, "How did you like the Brandy live event? I went to the one here in LA and ended up partying with her daughter Sarai in Hollywood. I saw that party that they had, tribute party. I'm still praying for. I'm still praying for it. Good times. I heard things about the LA one, and I feel like the New York one probably was far better just because, hear me out. I think that it was better because you had someone that is used to interviewing celebrities for like 30 years. So you're going to get a different experience. Shout out to Erica Camel, a phenomenal singer. But she also has known Brandy for a very long time. From what I heard and footage that I've seen from that event, you could tell the difference between someone that is an interviewer and a journalist versus someone that's just, oh, that's my friend, and we're just having a conversation. So and also I think Brandy, at that particular point, the book had not been released, and there weren't any stories coming out at that particular point when she did the LA event. So I think the New York event, she really was sort of like, oh, what are you going to ask me? But she seemed really ready. She seemed really ready. As I said to you before, if you haven't gotten Brandy's memoir, it's available now. It's really good, especially if you grew up in the time of Brandy and all the stories and things like that. I feel like she could do a part two. I definitely think that she can do a part two. And she spilled a little stuff at this live event. Like I said, Club Kempire Apple Podcast subscribers, I'll talk more about some of the things that went down last night at the event. But it was a great event. I thought it was a great book event. You know, it was just like a few months ago that I attended Michelle Obama's book event, which was moderated by Tracy Ellis Ross, who did a phenomenal job as well. I love that. I love hearing these people speak about their legacies and their careers, and it was really, really good. Lit Bev says the LA show was all love. Brandy is a hometown hero. It was all love too here in New York. You couldn't tell that Brandy wasn't from New York because at one particular point, Brandy had to tell the audience, "Man, you better lay low." We all were not ready. She was very comfortable yesterday. She was very in her element yesterday. But as I said to you before, if you missed the video, mods, I don't know if we've posted the link in the chat so that people, in regards to the story that we covered this morning when it comes to Wanya Morris, because apparently the Breakfast Club interview, which stemmed back a few years ago, where they talk about Brandy and they were joking. It was so creepy. It was so creepy from the hosts to the guys of Boys to Men and Wanya Morris talking and confirming, and basically confirming that he lied. Well, not confirming that he lied, but we confirmed that he lied because in this Breakfast Club interview, he says that he was getting it in with Brandy when she was 16. He said 16, 17. But he's like, but I was young too. He was 22. I implore people to read the book, though, because right now you're just hearing a snippet or you're reading a snippet from the book. And if you read the entire chapter, Brokenhearted, then you have a better understanding of what Brandy is talking about when she says that she felt like he took advantage. He took advantage of her being young and naive, and this being her first relationship and her first time So, and when I read it, I was like, I know a lot of young women, a lot of women that are Brandy's age today are going to relate to that particular chapter. And Brandy didn't say that he broke any laws. She said that she felt like he manipulated her. So there is a difference. I think some people are, because there are some of y'all defending Wanye. Well, he was only 22. It's legal and da da da. Brandy didn't say he broke any laws. Brandy was saying that he was manipulative, that he tried to control her, that he compared her to other singers like Mariah Carey. But we're gonna unpack that. If we do the book club, I would much rather unpack that during the book club, so we can really have a conversation. Damn, Lit with Bev says electric chair. Electric chair. Lady C says, I just started reading it last night after your video. Yeah, get into the it's a good book. First of all, it's beautifully written. I love writers, but there's certain writers that just have a way with writing. Like Elizabeth Gilbert, who wrote Eat, Pray, Love. I love the way she writes. There was a young lady that I used to work with at the law firm. She was a secretary, but she was a writer. She did the secretary work because she wanted to fund her writing. She wrote beautifully. Shout out to Brandy's co-writer for this book. They did a great job in writing. It's just beautifully written as well. Beautifully written. All right. Let me move on because there was more. There was more in regards to Brandy. Brandy last night showed a lot of love. Her facial expressions when talking about Ray J, because she knows what Ray J's been doing on social media, and she made jokes about it, but she's like, I love my brother, and if you read the book, you understand why I love my brother and that relationship. There is nothing shady about her relationship with her brother in the book at all. And she talked a little bit about that last night at the live event as well. But Brandy's on the cover of Parade magazine this week in honor of her Hollywood Walk of Fame star, her new book being out. And she talked briefly about why she's had to keep her distance from her brother.
Distance right now. Yes, a few things that he's been doing in the public eye that I don't condone, and I just feel like loving him from afar right now is best for me and my peace. My life with Ray and my connection with him is all throughout the book, and you can see my love for him is just, it never wavers.
Yeah, so she said for her piece, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that when it comes to certain family members as well. I just find it interesting that it's reached this particular point. I don't know how long they've been estranged. As you know, during the tour, the Boys Mind tour, they reunited and they had that beautiful moment on stage. But it seems as if she's had to kind of put him to the side. We don't cover everything that Ray J says and does because I feel like there's something every single week or every other day. When it comes to Ray J, I just saw that there was something else with Ray J this past week. I can't keep up. I can't keep up with Ray J, and I completely understand why she's had to keep her distance from Ray J just for her own mental health. He can be a lot. And she talks about her mental health. Brandy talks about her mental health in the book. Lit with Bev says loving him from afar is perfectly fine. I agree. Donna says, I just came on. I am planning to get the book. When is the book club? This month? Look, this month, Donna. Today, I've already read the book. Wait, hold on. This is hilarious. You guys are hilarious. Kemp, do you stay away from cancers for your peace? Do you stay away from cancers for your peace? I'm going to say yes, but not really. Come on. Cancers love me. And on some level, I guess I love them. I guess, right? Dark and Lovely. Thank you for being a member and for the super chat and beautiful photo. Says, love you. Thank you for the love. I'll take the love. I love love. I love love. Thank you for the love. Dark and Lovely. All right. So was there anything else I want to mention about Brandy? I'll talk more about Brandy in the next episode of Club Kempire. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. That's where I drop a lot of exclusive information. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. You'll be able to listen to today's live, some of our past lives, and exclusive episodes on the Kempire podcast. So subscribe today and be sure to give us a 5-star review while you're there on Apple and Spotify. All right, guys, keep liking the video as well. Let me see. Cece says, great to see you. Cece, which one were you? I met a few people last night. Which one were you? Remind me. All right. Joy says, cancers are a trip. Laughing out loud. Look. Amar, I didn't say nothing. See how y'all get me in trouble? Now how I get in it. Amara says, how are cancers in it? Oh, Lord. Look, Toya says, as a Cancer, I don't have a problem with you, Kempire, so I love you too. Thank you. Girl with the T says, where can I get the book? Okay, so you can get the book a variety of places. There's a bunch of Black-owned bookstores that have it, but if you don't have access to that, go to Amazon. Go to you can also download on Audible if you want to hear. Brandy's reading the book as well. Where else? You can also download it to your Kindle. All kinds of options. All right. I'd give you my copy, but that's the only physical copy I have. Just saying. Okay. All right. I said it and I'm a Cancer. Ooh, Immortal says, I said it and I'm a Cancer. She's a Cancer. Or they are Cancer. I don't know your pronouns. Ooh, RV says, minding my Capricorn business. We're going to talk about your Capricorn because Ciara is a Capricorn. Ciara Miller from Summer House. We're going to unpack. We're going to unpack some of the Summer House stuff in just a moment. Okay. Oh, look at all the Cancers showing love. Okay, Cancers. And if you're part of the replay crew, let us know. Okay. Yeah, Cece says read the book. Read the book. It was good. It was definitely good. It's a quick read too. It's only 300 and something pages, right? Like 300 something pages. Real House Husband says, I'm a Cancer too, and I love you too. See, I got Cancer love. All right, watch me end up with a Cancer. And will I be eating my words? No. I have a Cancer rising. That's why why Cancers probably are attracted to me. Oh, hold on a second. Zaru says, the Wanye story reminds me of how Ray J revealed similar experiences with much older women when he was in his teens, though Ray J didn't see a problem with it, whereas Brandy is calling it out. Well, here's the thing. If you read the book, it's not that like I said, it's not like Brandy's saying that Wanye broke the law or he, you know what I mean? She's not saying it that way. What she's saying is that she felt like he manipulated her because she was so young and he weaponized her youth and naivete as a weapon against her. And based on what people have been saying about him today in regards to, and people bring up what Candy said about Boyz II Men back then too. Mm-hmm. Oh gosh. Kathy says, no, Kemper, you're going to end up with a Gemini. Why is she insulting me right now? That feels like an attack. Excuse you? Why is she putting me with a Gemini? Why do you think I'm going to be with a Gemini? That has never even been a consideration. Sorry, Geminis. Sorry, but that has never even been a consideration. Hey, JS says, I've been listening to the book on Spotify. So there's a variety of ways for you guys to listen to Brandy's new book, Phases. Enough of that, because this is not paid, Brandy. But go get the book. It's a good book. You know, I talk about the things that I like. Well, since we're talking about the things that I like, shout out to our friends over at Bask Lather. I am always so excited when I can collaborate with a brand, first of all, that's Black owned, but also something that I know you all can benefit from and will love. That's why today's live is brought to you by our friends over at Bask Lather. So let me tell you a little bit about Bask Lather and how it even all began. As I mentioned to you before, it's a Black-owned business. When a dermatologist misdiagnosed CEO Shayna's younger sister and said her hair may never grow back, the family took things into their own hands, very much like Black people always do. Today, her hair is down to her hips. Shayna and her mother researched and formulated their own scalp and hair oil to stimulate growth and retain length. And I know what you're probably thinking, Kempire, what do you know about hair? Well, I said I'm going to find a product from this company that I can use. So for those of you, shout out to the guys that follow the channel, or maybe your husbands that are just listening earshot, they have beard remedies as well. So I've been using their beard shampoo, their beard conditioner, their beard oil, their beard magic, which is going to help fill in spots. I've been using it for 3 weeks. So if you see a transformation when it comes to my beard, you know it was at the hands of Bask Lather. So there are things there for men as well. But more importantly, I know that we have a large audience of women that follow the channel. So I love when we can bring a product that's going to benefit you. Let me tell you a little bit more about Bask Lather and some of the things that they have on their website. If you're looking for something when it comes to your hair, nourish and hydrate from the inside out with 100% natural ingredients. They have a nourishing hair balm for curly or kinky hair that helps reduce hair breakage and adds shine. When used regularly, users have seen results in about 3 months. Made with ingredients that can penetrate hair strands without clogging pores. Non-greasy formulation with no petroleum or lanolin. They also have hydrating hair mist. Keep any hair type soft and shiny and hydrated. Combines aloe vera and avocado oil to reduce frizz, treat dryness, detangle, and redefine curls. And I took a look at their before and afters, and you would be amazed. From people that have alopecia to dryness of hair to length. The length, I was like, well, maybe I do need to try it. They also have before and after when it comes to thinning hair and shedding of your hair. As I said before, there are multiple before and afters for men as well. These products are for both men and women. I never bring you something here where you can't benefit or get a discount. Explore viral bestsellers and products of healthier hair of all types from Bask Lather. Go to baskandlatherco.com and use code Kempire for 20% off. That's 20% off at baskandlatherco.com, code Kempire. More details on Bask Lather will be available in the description. Thanks to Bask Lather for sponsoring today's live. And we're back. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I see some of you have been ordering from Bask Lather already or have been using their products. Tina Bean says, I love the edge control. Love it, love it, love it. Joy said, I recently ordered some Bask Lather hair products. I will definitely purchase again. Thank you, Joy. Love that. Let's see. Let me see what else you guys. Oh, Sue said, hey, Sue. I love Sue's products as well. Sue has some really great natural candles and things like that, and product like cleaning products. Sue says, I love they have products for 4C hair. Okay. You hear that, Kenya? Ooh. If you know, you know. Let me see what else you guys would say. You guys are so mad about what I said about Geminis. Mikey says, hold up. What's wrong with a Gemini, Kim? I didn't say anything. I'm asking the question why she thinks I'm going to end up with a Gemini. That has never been on the list. Ceci says, I am a Gemini. I get it. We are a trip. I mean, the president of the United States is Gemini. Just want to point that out. There are a couple of other Gemini men specifically that, again, normally I'm talking about the men, y'all. J Poo says, why did I walk away for a minute and Gemini's caught a stray? J Poo's watching on Twitch. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch. Apparently we are like beautiful in 4K and the sound is even better over there. Semi said, I said I would never get with a Virgo, and here I go, signed an Aquarius. Look, Mr. Melon Magic says, Candy said Boyz II Men were buttholes and were full of themselves. Didn't Chili also talk about Boyz II? I know Chili. I'm sorry, Chili. I mean, we've been talking about Chili a lot this week. But Chili said something similar about Boyz II Men as well. Like they didn't want to work with Babyface anymore because they felt like they could, write their own hits. And apparently they didn't have the same hits without Babyface or something like that. Rita Licious says, I followed Sai for years before she was on RHONY. Her husband hates the spotlight and never wanted to be featured. And he was very likable when he was on the show. We haven't gotten to the Sai story just yet. But you know what? Let's get to the Sai story. Let's get to the Sai story because Sai's husband, not her, Sai from Real Housewives of New York, for those that don't know who Sai is, let me bring up her photo. Her husband filed for divorce this morning. According to TMZ, Sai De Silva's husband wants out of their marriage, filing for divorce about 9 years after the two tied the knot. David Craig filed for divorce in New York City Thursday morning, according to court records. Damn, they didn't wait 1 second to find out this information. My goodness. Hold on, y'all. Why? I don't understand why TMZ's website is the way that it is. So they said that Sai and David met in Costa Rica back in 2009 while he was vacationing and he was on a business trip. Sai says that she was pretty hungover when they met, but he made her laugh and got her attention. You remember there were rumors that they got together while he was still married to his first wife? She's denied that. Sai has denied that. So I know people are going to still regurgitate that rumor that that's how they met, but she has denied that multiple times. They welcomed 2 children together, daughter London in 2011 and son Rio in 2017, together before saying their I do's in 2017. While Sai isn't shy around the spotlight, David reportedly likes his privacy, rarely popping up on his better half social media over the years. That said, Sai has made it clear that David is a very involved father, and he has appeared on RHONY occasionally. And the moments that we've seen him on Real Housewives of New York, we all were like, we like him more so than we like her. He was very likable. So I'm not going to say that I'm completely shocked because you just never know what's going on in people's lives. And remember, they have not been in our faces. Like their relationship has not been in our faces for like 2 years at this particular point. So, well, not 2 years. Has it been 2 years? My God. But it's been a while. And they're in the middle of filming. So don't be shocked. All of a sudden, you're going to see a breaking story. Sai De Silva and Sai De Silva's husband files for divorce. So that's the breaking news from this morning. So Sai, no word. If I find out anything, I will let you guys know on what the reasoning could be. Could it just be that they've grown apart? Just based off what we saw on RHONY, they seemed healthy in regards to everyone else's relationships. So I'm a little shocked by that. If anyone that we thought from this new reboot would have gotten divorced, I would have thought Jessel. Right? Jessel, honestly, even Aaron. I know they just had a baby, but the way that they talk about their finances and how he took money and didn't tell her, or lost money and didn't tell her, I would have understood if they got a divorce. So maybe it will make more sense once the season starts and we're going to see maybe there was trouble brewing for a while now. But it's sad. They have 2 young children. They were married for 9 years, but they're together a very long time. All right. Damn, Dr. Jen sounds like she was a jump off in 2009. Well, damn. Rahina says yes, or maybe Aaron. I mean, I feel like anyone else. It just seemed like they had like a healthy relationship. But again, you're watching a reality show. You don't really know these people, what's really going on in these people's lives. Paula says Jessel's man is funny and sarcastically loves her. Okay. Look, okay. J-Poo says, Jessel, yes. I'm not surprised by Sai, though. Because of Sai's personality? Maybe. So that's the breaking news from this morning. I was like, oh, I guess we'll have to add it to the docket of things to talk about. But that's all we know. We haven't heard the reasoning behind it. I do find it interesting that he's the one that filed for divorce. Do you think he did not want to be a part of this new season? Like, what was the motivation behind him filing for divorce? Sid says, not a jump off. That's a very New York term, isn't it? All right. RV says, have you done Traders UK season 2 yet? What season are we on with Traders for UK? I just watched their latest season. That wasn't season 2. Wasn't that like a season 3 or season 4? I can't even keep up. It was like a season 4, right? I watch all of them though. I'm fully caught up. I love the way that Traders ended. See the latest season of UK, the UK version. Lorena says, unpopular opinion, I think Jessel's man is funny. I think we all think he's funny, but I think that we also think that he hates her on some level. Miss Neen, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. We appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Neen. Maloney said, "Oh, Maloney, I saw this story broke yesterday. Jen Shaw formerly from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, did an interview with People Magazine, and some of you are saying that she didn't show any accountability for her victims, but she also talked about just Ghislaine Maxwell not showing any remorse for her victims." Maloney says, "Kemp, are you going to discuss Jen Shaw's interview at some point? By the way, I'm reading Brandy's book, also good read." Maybe I'll talk about it tomorrow because I have not watched it. I've only seen a couple of clips. So, but I did see that Jen Shaw, maybe tomorrow if we do our Friday live, I can't promise you that I will because I can't promise you that I'll be motivated. Because there's Beverly Hills to talk about, well, there's Ladies of London, and then there's the premiere of Real Housewives of Rhode Island. So maybe. We'll see what my schedule's looking like tomorrow. Maloney, thank you so much for the super chat. So maybe I'll add that to the list of things to discuss tomorrow once I've watched it. But I did see a couple of clips. Young Arthur Kid, thank you so much for the super chat. Young Arthur Kid says, "Cancer with a Leo moon, and I love Kemp." You know, it's funny. I have a Cancer rising with a Leo moon. Just say. But also love a Taurus man. So there's also that default. A Cancer and a Taurus will always be a solid duo. I know, that's what they say. That's what they say. I've had the experience with Cancer specifically, both men and women, where like we're cool, but I can't trust them. Like they will do something underhanded, and I'm just like, where'd that come from? So I've learned, and I've seen it as a pattern. I'm not talking about one particular. I've seen it. There are multiple Cancers in my life over time that I was just like, wait, that person's a Cancer too. So that's my thing with Cancers. I'm just like, can I really trust you? Shay, thank you so much for the super chat. Shay says, "I wish I understood the issues from Cancers. I am a July 1st Cancer, and I am sensitive, loving, supporting, and when upset it builds up because trying to keep peace. We are all different, of course, but we all love y'all." Here's the thing too. Again, it also depends too on your moon and your rising and other parts of your chart. Timia says, "Women." No, I'm not. Just because when I say I'm talking about astrological signs, not because I dated them. All the Cancers I'm talking about, yeah, none of them I dated. Yeah, none of them I dated. Wasn't romantic. Yeah, both my parents are Scorpios. Both. Both. Two Foxy says, "As a Cancer woman, I was married to a Taurus." Side eye. Did you beat him up too? And if you're new to the channel, you're gonna completely be like, "What? You had to be here. You had to be here." Okay. Oh, I love how we are completely on a tangent. We are completely on a tangent, but it's okay. Oh wait, what is Sai's sign? Is she a Sagittarius? I can't remember. I don't remember. And what's her husband's sign? I mean, they're not famous enough for us to know. I mean, we probably would know hers, but I don't know if we would know his. I'm interested now. All right, Miss Neen, thank you for the super chat. Miss Neen says, "Kempire, my 78-year-old Cancer mother loves you. I'm sure she's listening to you now. She thinks you're so handsome. Please say hello to her." Well, hi. Well, you should have said her name. Miss Neen. Hi. It's not Cancer season yet, though. Miss Neen. Cancers do love me. I think it's my Cancer rising. You know, your rising sign it represents, like, it's sort of like your representative. It's how you appear to other people. So that's probably why Cancers love me. Just saying. All right, moving on. Miss Parker says, you Scorpio parents must be some of the loveliest people on the planet. Amara says Sai is November 22nd. So that makes her Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius? Uh-huh. All right. Oh, a mystery. Oh, mystery says both my parents are Scorpios too, born 5 days apart. And so is my stepmom and sister. That's so interesting. Amara says, we do love you, see? Ooh, I almost knocked my water bottle over. Oh, luckily, I mean, it's tight, but You ever almost knock something over and then you're like, your heart jumps? I need a moment. Woo! Almost knocked it over. Okay, let's focus, y'all. Oh, Shannon says, Kempire, as soon as I heard about Sai, I ran over here. I mean, there's nothing much to report on Sai De Silva from Real Housewives of New York. She's in the middle of filming this new season of the reboot to the reboot. And the news broke this morning that her husband is the one that filed, which is always interesting when the husband files. But some of you are going to be like, I'm not surprised. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I feel like we're going to get more details leading up. And when I say we're going to get more details, I wouldn't be surprised that Bravo leaks some of these details to the public to get people excited about this new season. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Did he cheat? Did she cheat? Or did they just grow apart? I don't know. I'm not saying that I heard anything, y'all. I'm just saying, automatically a lot of people go to that place. Oh, Amar says he might have found him a 22-year-old. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Maloney, thank you so much for another super chat. Maloney says, I was excited to see you at Brandy's event. She's in my top 5. I'm going to see Meg in Moulin Rouge. Are you going? Wait, Maloney. Where did I see you? Which one? Wait. Maloney, remind me. Because I met a few people last night. Remind me where exactly we met. So I can't remember. I met quite a few people. Oh, damn. I see that's breaking news. Jazz says, please get into Pam Bondi losing her good job. Are we surprised? Do we see anyone in this administration last long? All right, we're going to we talk about a bunch of, if you're new here, we don't just talk about housewives. Okay, we talk about everything in pop culture. I saw the rumor last night that more than likely Trump was going to fire Pam Bondi, who is the head of the DOJ. So according to CNN, this is breaking news for those that are just joining us. I'll add timestamps after the live this evening. Give me grace, okay? President Donald Trump has fired Pam Bondi as Attorney General, according to CNN. She will be replaced by now Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who will serve as acting Attorney General, Trump said. The president wrote on Truth Social, is that really a thing? I mean, I guess it is, because I feel like that's where he's always writing his stupidity. The president wrote on Truth Social that Bondi would be transitioning to a much needed and important new job in the private sector, praising her for her work in his administration. Hold on, y'all. Administration, and offering no specific reason for why she would be leaving. Very much like OMG. Did y'all see what was going on with Kristi Noem and her husband, who likes to cross-dress? Allegedly. I'll just say allegedly. Did y'all see that story? Well, remember when they said that she was fired, but she really wasn't fired. So now they're reporting that Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, the once Attorney General, is now moving to somewhere else, to another cushy job where she's getting probably paid a lot of money. There's so much corruption going on. So he says that she's transitioning to a much needed and important new job in the private sector. Pam Bondi is a great American patriot and a loyal friend who faithfully served as my Attorney General over the past year. She probably wasn't willing to do something that he wanted to do. That's probably what it is. And she probably has a lot of information on him that he doesn't want her to talk about. Because remember, she was over the whole Epstein files release. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's information that she's seen herself. And I'm speculating. I'm not saying that this is fact. Okay, this is speculation, allegedly. Okay. But it wouldn't shock me that he's not going to say that he's firing Pam Bondi because she's seen where the skeletons are. She's seen where the bodies are buried. Maybe literally. So it wouldn't shock me that that's why he's being so gracious to Pam Bondi. He says, Pam Bondi is a great American patriot and a loyal friend who faithfully served as my Attorney General over the past year. Pam, damn, she couldn't even keep a job for more than not even half of his term. Pam did a tremendous job overseeing a massive crackdown in crime across our country, with murders plummeting to their lowest level since 1900s. Oh, God. Please make sure you're fact-checking anything this man says. Trump has been frustrated with Bondi on multiple fronts, sources said, including her handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files, and that she had not investigated or prosecuted enough of his political opponents, which she was behind some, like the Don Lemon arrest. She is the second cabinet secretary to be ousted in recent weeks. Last month, Trump removed Kristi Noem as the Secretary of Department of Homeland Security. One source said that Trump felt that the firing went smoothly, making him less wary of removing others. Trump had in recent days talked to allies about the possibility of firing Bondi, and he talked with her personally on Wednesday about the possibility it would happen, sources said. In the conversation, which one described as tough, Trump indicated that Bondi was not long for her role, and he would be replacing her in the near future, sources said. Sources said that Bondi was told that she would be given a different job later, with two people indicating that Trump floated the possibility of appointing her as a judge after her departure from the Justice Department. That appeared to be short-circuited, though, with Trump's assertion that she would be leaving government entirely. And one source told CNN that despite Trump's reference to the private sector, Bondi does not have another job lined up. CNN has reached out to the Justice Department for comment. Shonda, we need you to write something. Shonda Rhimes, for those that don't know who I'm talking about. Shonda Rhimes, we need you to write something because this has got to be, there's got to be something. It's very clear to me Pam Bondi has seen, of course she has seen the unredacted version of the Epstein files where Donald Trump is mentioned multiple times. So he's saying that he didn't like the way that she handled it. However, I'm pretty sure she's like saying to him, allegedly, I'm not saying that I know this for a fact. I'm speculating. I'm sure she's probably like, but I know more. I've seen more. So tread lightly. So I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up with some cushy job doing nothing, but still having tremendous influence. OMG. Though Bondi had run into significant obstacles into carrying out Trump's desired retribution campaign, that was not always the lack of trying. The Justice Department has secured indictments against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James, but both were thrown out after a judge ruled that the prosecutor was illegally serving. One matter drawing Trump's attention recently was an investigation into whether former CIA Director John Brennan made false statements to Congress about a years-old intelligence assessment of Russian meddling in the 2016 election. Do you guys see what's happening in this country? The president is using his office, his power and his influence, and other branches of government that are supposed to be separate and equal. He's using that to go against his enemies. No matter how you felt about Kamala, she was going to be a president, not just for Democrats. She was going to be a president for Democrats and Republicans and independents. This president is just a president for MAGA, not even for Republicans. So if you don't agree with his policies and you're a Republican, he's not a president for you. And we see this happening. He's wielding his influence and power against his enemies. That alone should be illegal. And look, there are elements, there are federal judges that are blocking a lot of the things that he's trying to do. And for the first time ever, a president went to see the Supreme Court take on his birthright citizenship executive order. And again, was that him going there to put pressure on the Supreme Court? This is why we talk about these things here on the channel. I know some people will be like in the comment section, please understand I'm not going to read your comment because once I'm done with this, I'm done. Some of you think that we shouldn't talk about politics here. No, pop culture has to do with politics, celebrity, reality, all of that stuff falls into pop culture. It's what people are talking about. And right now, we do not have the luxury of not talking about these things. Some of you say this is where you get your news. I'm going to need y'all to expand a little bit, especially because we don't talk about politics all the time. Shout out to Don Lemon. Go down the dial. Go down the dial here on these YouTube streets and follow Don Lemon because he's giving you the politics all day, every day. Bell says it was to intimidate them 100% because some of those people that are sitting on the Supreme Court, Donald Trump has put there. Okay. Queen, oh, hey, Queen. Queen says, Kemp, I've learned that people who really need to hear those messages are in such an echo chamber that they have no access to reality. It's very scary. And if you really look at what we learned during the Jimmy Kimmel of it all in regards to how TV works and what people are ingesting every day is programmed and very specific to a certain particular narrative is happening in these different TV outlets. So this is why I think it's so important for us to continue these conversations and to talk about those things. We learned a lot. That's why sometimes you have to be grateful for the hiccups in life. Not sometimes. We should be grateful for the hiccups in life, like the Jimmy Kimmel of it all, because we learned an element about television and television markets that we didn't necessarily know before. Some people knew, but a lot of people didn't know, including myself. I was like, wait, they've been trying to buy illegally too. They've been trying to buy up all these markets so that they can control the news. And then there was a whole story about how the news in these different markets were regurgitating the same exact message. Like you could play them all together and it was like the same exact words. So this is why it's so important that you start checking out people like, Don Lemon's one example, but there's so many independent media that you can find on social media now that you'll get a sense of everything. Especially, for a very long time, America has been said, these other countries are manipulating the media. They're giving you propaganda. What we're seeing in the age of Aquarius, not surprised, in the age of Aquarius, we're seeing the veil is being pulled back on, wait a second, America is actually the ones doing that as well. I'm not saying that these other countries aren't doing that, but America is definitely doing that. Because there's so much going on. Everything that's going on in Gaza, Lebanon right now, with Israel attacking Lebanon. What's going on in Iran? There's a lot of things. Roland Martin, thank you, Nicole. Roland Martin as well, you guys can follow as independent media. All right. Joy Reid, of course, yes. Thank you guys so much for all the different examples. Reese and Clay, there we go. All right. I've digressed. But for those that were just joining us, we had the breaking news that Pam Bondi, now the former Attorney General of America, has been removed from her position. We don't know the motivation behind it, but I'm sure it's probably because she was not willing to do one particular thing that Donald Trump wanted. All right. Yeah, we love Joy Reid. Joy Reid's brilliant. Brilliant. I love smart people. So I love listening to Joy Reid as well. But Roland Martin is really good too. Tyrese says Roland Martin unfiltered. Tyrese, any update on Dr. Heavenly and her... Tyrese, can you tell me if there's ever going to be some sort of streamed debate when it comes to the primaries for, Dr. Heavenly's running for the 13th district in Atlanta? I would like to witness that debate, to be honest with you. And any update, Tyrese, if you have an update, just let us know. Because look, Ms. Z says, loving the politics chat right now. We love mess, but a real world stuff doesn't hurt. I agree. It's hard for us not to talk about those things. And please understand, the people that will be in the chat, like, you shouldn't talk politics, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to talk politics. I am a voting American. Okay. I'm going to talk my talk. I'm not going to tell you how to vote because at the end of the day, I already know you're going to vote the way you're going to. But anytime there's voting season, I'm like, I'm not going to tell you how to vote, but go vote. Go vote. Because some people are just so disenchanted with our voting system, which understandably, but you can't say anything if you don't vote either. Teresa says Pam Bondi carries Trump's water. Lord have mercy. Mr. Melon Badger says Dr. Heavenly for the Department of Health.
Lies! The lie!
Can we block him? I'm playing. Because Foxy will block you. Foxy will block you. All right, let's get back to the mess. All right. Let's talk about Bethenny and apparently Ramona and Sonja have reunited. What? Former Real Housewives of New York stars Ramona and Sonja, they're filming The Golden Life, but I think they finished filming it. So people are speculating that this might have something to do with The Golden Life. I'm hearing that it doesn't. It has something to do with some sort of other promo that Bethenny is doing. Because Bethenny already said multiple times that she wasn't interested in doing The Golden Life. So Ramona had posted on her Instagram story a video of these flowers. And also Sonja also posted a video of receiving these flowers from Bethenny. And this is in the note. Bethenny said, they were beautiful flowers too, y'all. Bethenny says in the note, ladies, we are entering a new chapter and we're doing it right. So pack your bag, your bag, not bags. I've got something up my sleeve, and trust me, you're going to want in. Tick tock, let's rock. Okay. And then she said something in French, because I'm not going to even try and butcher the French language, because you know how they feel about us doing that. So they reunited. They reunited in Paris. I don't know the details of what they're doing, but okay. Everyone's like, Bethenny is thirsty. She is thirsty, thirsty, thirsty. Or is she just smart? Again, if she was filming The Golden Life, then I'd be like, okay, Bethenny, you were talking all kinds of trash about The Golden Life. Now all of a sudden, all right, so according to TMZ, said Bethenny Frankel and Ramona Singer and Sonja Morgan are back together again, and this time they're taking over Paris. TMZ obtained a photo of the former Real Housewives of New York City stars out together on the streets of the City of Lights this week, turning heads and instantly sparking reunion buzz. Witnesses tell us that the trio looked great in great spirits, chatting it up and strolling like no time had passed since their Bravo heyday. Naturally, fans are already wondering if cameras are involved. Here's what we're told. Not exactly. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ Bethenny is not filming E's upcoming RHONY spinoff, The Golden Life. Despite the timing and the familiar faces, this meetup isn't connected to the series. Instead, our sources say that the three are working on something completely separate and very much under wraps. We're told it's a secret project that's expected to be revealed sometime next week. Still, getting Bethenny, Ramona, and Sonja together in Paris, which I'm pretty sure there was someone else paying for that. Okay, someone, Mr. Melon Magic said obtained ? AKA sent. Yeah, someone sent them the photos. I'm thinking that whoever's sponsoring this project that Bethenny's working on probably paid for all of them to go. Still, getting Bethenny, Ramona, and Sonja together and in Paris, no less, is no small thing. The trio's chemistry helped define one of Bravo's most iconic franchises, and any reunion is bound to get attention. Stay tuned. Are you interested? Are you interested in whatever they might be working on? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Oh, guess we'll have to wait and see. All right. That was another breaking story that I saw. I have more that I want to talk about, though. But before we do that, today is also sponsored by our friends over at Factor. Okay, I get it. It's not a new year, but it can still be a new you. As you know, we've partnered with Factor many, many times, and this is no different. But let me paint a picture for you. Hunger strikes, and you're exhausted. I know it, especially on a busy day. There's something healthy in your fridge or pantry that you should be making, but you don't have it in you. Relatable, right? For me, eating healthy isn't a willpower problem. It's a setup problem until I found Factor. As you know, I have a busy schedule. Sometimes there's breaking news and I do not have the time in me to cook that meal or prepare for that meal. With Factor, I'm hitting my nutrition goals this season without the planning, grocery shopping, or cooking. What I also love about Factor is that you're getting great quality meals, dietitian approved meals. Factor has meals built around your goals, whether that's weight loss, overall nutrition, more protein, or GLP-1 support. For strength and workout recovery, check out Factor's Muscle Pro collection. As I've mentioned many times before, Factor meals are crafted with functional ingredients from lean proteins, colorful veggie, whole foods, and healthy fats. Factor bans 175 plus ingredients, no artificial colors, no sweeteners, no high fructose corn syrup, and no refined seed oils. And most importantly, convenience. Ready in 2 minutes, Factor shops, preps, cooks, and delivers straight to your door so you have more time for everything you love this spring. Head to factormeals.com/Kempire50 off and use code Kempire50 off to get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscription only while supplies last until September 27th, 2026. See website for more details. More details on Factor and your discounts will be available in the description. Thanks, Factor. I know you're probably tired of hearing people say, new year, new me. However, it can be a new year and a new you. Everyone is trying to get back into the gym. They're trying to do some weight loss things. You may have also heard of GLP-1s. Well, our friends over at RHO has gotten you covered with the new GLP-1 pill. The pill is a new, more convenient and approachable way to GLP-1s if you've been thinking about it. A self-administered shot can be a bit intimidating. But now there's a pill that delivers comparable results. If you've been thinking about getting on a GLP-1, RHO might be the way to do it. They have 100% online care, access to clinically proven, FDA-approved medications, free insurance checks, side effect management, dosing support, and more. RHO offers the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss at the lowest cost around. The new GLP-1 pill has the same weight loss ingredient as the shot and packs comparable results to the shot. It can help patients lose 14% of their body weight in a year on average. This is based on a study in non-diabetics with obesity or overweight plus a weight-related condition with diet and exercise. You may have also seen Serena Williams talk about collaborating and endorsing RHO as well. As a world-class athlete, she also wanted to drop pounds after having children. If I had needed this particular option, this is what I would use. A pill versus a shot, why not? Go to ro.co/Kempire to see if you're eligible for the new GLP-1 pill on RHO. That's ro.co/Kempire to get started on RHO. Go to ro.co/safety for box warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medication. More details on your discount and more will be available in the description. And we're back. Shout out to all of our sponsors. We appreciate them. More information on them will be available in the description. I appreciate you guys being patient with us. You know, we got to keep the lights on here. Got to keep the lights on here some way, somehow, right? Come on now. So shout out to our sponsors. We appreciate that. Rahina, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Rahina said, hold on, Rahina. I can't believe it's only a year with this administration. It feels like 5. I know. Tamia, thank you so much for the super chat. Tamia says, I don't do politics. Well, politics will do you. Ooh. No, that's right. Squirtle says, thank you for being a member, Squirtle. Squirtle says, I'm so glad that you're doing this live. I'm listening while driving to my Pokemon competition to Orlando. Wait, I'm driving to my Pokemon completion to Orlando. Wish me luck. What is, competition, Pokemon competition? What do you mean with Pokemon competition? What you competing in? What is that? How's that work? Tyrese, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, let me shimmy. I got a double shimmy because someone sent $20 before. Sorry. Tyrese says, Kemp, I'll keep you posted if I learn of a virtual option. Early voting begins April 27th, so events will be more frequent. Tyrese is talking about Married to Medicine, Dr. Heavenly's election, the 13th district in Atlanta. She says, Heavenly had a Zoom a few weeks ago. Everton Blair continues to collect key endorsements. That's the person that's in the lead when it comes to this primary. Jamaican. Look. That's the front runner. I would like to see a debate between Heavenly and the other candidates. Now that's something I would go live and talk about because I like debates too. I think that it would just be interesting, but it would be even more interesting to see. Have they had any debates? I wonder. All right. Besides, just speaking, I feel like the constituents deserve a debate. Foxy says, it's a game, Pokemon. I know what Pokemon is. I remember when they had a little Pokemon on the phone where you could find Pokemons in real life. That was really cool. I was obsessed with that for a hot second. And I was not even like a Pokemon person. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And it ran the hell out of my battery and data. I was like, all right. Let me move on because there are a few more stories. There's more breaking stories when it comes to Summer House. We'll get to Summer House in just a second. I just want to make sure I'm covering the other elements of the other stories that I want to talk about. So let me just make sure that I've covered everything because the Summer House of it all, there's a long option for me. Okay, I guess I can get to Summer House. But before we get to Summer House, can we talk a little bit more politics? Hold on 1 minute. I just want to mention this in regards to politics because I mentioned Kristi Noem and her husband's situation. Well, I'm sorry. So according to TMZ, former Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is speaking out over allegations her husband, Brian Noem, is a cross-dresser who takes selfies wearing oversized fake boobs. Y'all know, y'all see the little sketches people have been doing. Kristi's camp responded to a salacious story published Tuesday by the Daily Mail, telling the New York Post she's, quote, devastated and blindsided. Well, Kristi, we could say that about the people that you've separated from their families and are currently being affected by what you did when you were at the Department of Homeland Security. I'm sure their families were blindsided and devastated. I'm sure they were blindsided and devastated. This is nothing in comparison. You can move on with your life. The statement reads, Ms. Noem is devastated. The family was blindsided by this, and they asked for privacy and prayers at this time. According to Daily Mail, Byron snapped photos of himself wearing oversized fake breasts and chatted with adult performers from the bimbofication fetish scene about their massively augmented boobs. Excuse me. I think I've heard the story, but now to read it to you with a serious face. The report claims that Kristi's hubby of over 33 years told people he wanted huge, ridiculous boobs. Now I'm looking at Kristi like, this Kristi? Oh, Kristi. Oh, she probably feels insecure now. Because I'm looking and I'm like, but why he had to put on the boobs? It's one thing to like the boobs. Why he got to put on the boobs? She's devastated though, y'all. All right. They continue. The report claims that Kristi's husband of 33 years told people he wanted huge, ridiculous boobs. This is probably the most I've ever said boobs in my entire life. Other photos allegedly published by the Daily Mail show Byron wearing women's clothing. Kristi and Byron, who got hitched way back in 1992, damn, they've been together a long time. They have 3 adult children and their grandparents. Not granddaddy wearing fake boobs. I'll be like this looking at my granddaddy like, OMG, not granddaddy into boobs. These folks, these MAGA folks, they got some really dark secrets. Wednesday says Kempire, he wants to be the bimbo. Apparently. And look, we are sex positive over here. But madam, I'm trying to be respectful. Okay? Y'all not respectful to people and their pronouns. I'm trying to be respectful to your pronouns, sir, madam. Okay? Just saying. All right. So that's the update, y'all. Apparently, Kristi has released a statement. She's devastated and blindsided by the news, and they're asking for privacy and prayers. It's just interesting when you ask for those things and you couldn't even give dignity to other human beings. That's the part I'm just like, you want privacy and prayer, but you couldn't do that for other people. Ash says, I can't stop laughing. Sir Madam. I guess that's how we'll refer to him. Sir Madam. We try to be respectful. You know, they talk about the left. We try to be respectful of your pronouns, Sir Madam. Paint These Wings. Thank you so much for the super chat. Paint These Wings says, was laid off on Monday, but I have a final interview tomorrow with a new company, reading my tarot cards on how to navigate it while I listen to you. Well, Paint These Wings. Everyone that's watching is sending you good energy. Everyone, take a moment, send some good energy to Paint These Wings. But I always take situations like a layoff or a firing or whatever, or not getting that job as in the moment, it doesn't feel that way. But I have perfect examples of in my life where that's happened. That's going to happen for you. Keep us posted, Paint These Wings. I'm glad that you're here with us today. So you can laugh at Sir Madam as well. Lady Natsu, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Lady Natsu says, I guess Kristi didn't Noem as well. No, look, Noem. Not y'all with the jokes. Lady Natsu says, I guess Kristi didn't know him as well as she thought she did after 30-something years of marriage and grandbabies. You know this is not some new fetish for him. Nicole, thank you so much for the super chat. Nicole says, is Byron a... I was going to ask the same question, but you know I know nothing about breasts. Because aren't there other levels of like G and Z? Well, I don't know. You guys tell me. Nicole says, is Byron a double D or a triple D? I know nothing about this. Can y'all teach me? Okay. Can y'all teach me? She's asking for y'all prayers. Okay. Honestly, Kristi, I'm going to save my time and energy and pray for the families that you separated and deported and that are currently in a nightmarish situation in these camps that you have people that have been deported. So I'm going to save my prayers for them. Okay. You'll be strong, girl, with your Sir Madam. All right. All right. Let's damn. Hey, end up Foxy Feline, aka says my back hurts thinking about a double G. Damn. You think it was a lavender marriage? Rahina said he's probably an H. Damn. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, Kibby says it works like alphabets. It's giving double G or F. Oh. Exactly. Teresa says yes, Kemp. That's where my prayers are going to. Tushy Jack says, when I read this story, I died. These people living some serious double lives, some of which Epstein related are dark and sinister. I agree. Joanne says, Sir Madam is sending me. We try to be respectful. Okay. Wait, it goes up to K? Nayoka says, I say he's a K. Oh. Exactly. Rahina says, yes, Kempire. I will be praying for the family she separated. That's who I'm praying for. All right, let me move on. Okay, now can we get into the summer house of it all? Y'all. First of all, I posted a tweet a couple of days ago saying, starting Summer House Season 10, Episode 1. All of a sudden, everybody had an opinion. No, you can't cheat. Start here. Start there. Start here. I'm like, I didn't ask for y'all opinion. They must... No. I did not ask for y'all opinion of where to start. All right? I was starting with this current season because that's where I wanted to start. And shout out to all of you that have been getting me caught up with some of the history, though. And I get why you're saying, no, you have to go back. I don't have that kind of time right now. Okay? There are plenty of other things that I want to be watching. And I'm still on the fence about Summer House. Like, it's kind of, and I understand why they're transitioning the older cast off of the show, because I'm like, these people are my age. I'm not partying. Like, I wasn't partying like this even before. But even my grown friends that are my age are not partying like these people, going out to the Hamptons and like, let's jump into the pool. I'm not, like, we're not doing that. That's why I never really could get into this particular brand of Summer House. But I know some of the things that have been going on for years. And I've met a couple of the people that are on the cast. But, look, But this summer house situation, we talked about this. This is not our first time talking about it this week. We had the breaking news that West and Amanda released a statement. I still have the statement here. Released a statement on their a combined statement. And shout out to all of the creators that I've been seeing that have been talking about this and giving me a better understanding. But it's so interesting to see this in a world after Scandal. And I know it's not exactly the same. Some people are saying it's worse. Some people are saying that it's worse. So I'm not saying that it's the same, but the energy around it, the Bravo universe impact that it's having right now. But the difference in how Amanda's being treated versus Raquel, people are saying it's interesting because it involves a Black woman. And how people are like, oh my God, you know, no cyber. Look, we don't believe in cyberbullying over here. Let me just say that because some people will get it twisted. You shouldn't be cyberbullying. We say this all the time, but it's important for us to say it again. We don't believe in that. However, it feels like people want to treat Amanda with kid gloves as opposed to how they treated Rachel, whatever her name was. She used both anyway. So Kyle got stopped by a street journalist, Adam Glenn, and they're a three-parter. We're going to play it. But before we play it, just because this content creator got me caught up on the dynamics of the levels of the situation, especially when it comes to Ciara and her relationship with Wes and Ciara's relationship with Austin, I just had to, because y'all mentioned Austin and I couldn't remember who exactly was Austin again from Southern Charm. And I was like, Ciara, girl, but the women can be this way. And I can say this because y'all are women. Y'all need to have better, more superficial standards. I looked at Austin and I was like, oh my God. Ciara, are you okay? And he called her a Jezebel? Oh, wait. I'm going to play this content creator, Hey, Mr. Brucey, because I feel like he gives us a great breakdown of understanding the dynamics of what we're watching right now when it comes to Summer House and this love triangle that's currently happening. So I'm going to stop and play this just because there's music in the background. I got to be careful with that on YouTube. All right. So let me just play this for you guys.
A lot of people are comparing the Summer House situation to Scandal.
And I'll also, first of all, we're playing this under fair use. Go follow Hey Mr. Brucey on Instagram. This is where I got it from. So he's breaking down just some of the history when it comes to the people involved here.
It's really not exactly the case. Scandal is bad, but this is an extremely layered situation. Starting with the fact that just 2 episodes ago, Ciara was sharing all of the racial blowback that she got from dating West and the entire situation in the first place. But let's actually do a deep dive on how messed up this is for Ciara. We have to take it back to Ciara and Austin because there's a real...
Pause. Y'all see Austin? I know this is very superficial of me, but can we be superficial for a hot second? First of all, y'all see Ciara, right? Y'all see Ciara. And if you're watching if you're listening to the podcast, head on over to YouTube so you can see what we're talking about. Exactly. Dr. Jen said the audacity of those mid men. And because I've been watching season 10 and I'm seeing West, very mid, very like, he's okay. Look, he's okay. His personality makes him even uglier. And I'm not even talking about the cheating. I'm just talking about what I'm watching. I'm not talking about what I know about him. His personality also makes me go like, what are they? I don't get it. And I get why why some of you feel like Jesse would have been a better guy for her to connect with. He's more likable. Jesse. He's okay. He's better looking. Jesse's all right. But like his personality is better to me from what I've seen. Damn, if Jesse sees this, he's gonna be like, what? What is he saying about my looks? I'm sorry, Jesse.
Big incident that happened on the show that people don't really talk about that often. As most viewers know, Ciara and Austin were hooking up for a period of time, and he was very disrespectful and started hooking up with Lindsay at the same time. But on season 6, episode 8, Austin called Ciara a Jezebel on camera, and yes, it aired. For those who don't know, Jezebel is a racist term that...
Pause. So you see that he highlights here, the Jezebel stereotype was used during slavery as a rationalization of sexual relations between white men and black women, especially sexual unions involving slavers and the enslaved. The Jezebel was depicted as a black woman with an insatiable appetite for sex. She was not satisfied with black men. The slavery era Jezebel, it was claimed, desired sexual relations with white men. Therefore, white men did not have to grape black women.
Used to describe black women as sexual temptresses, and was used during slavery to justify their essay. In comes West. Ciara makes it clear that she's not getting physical.
Pause again. Do you see the first of all, that was a different picture of Ciara. Gorgeous. Another picture of Ciara. Gorgeous. And then you see this man. You see this man? You see this man? And before y'all say anything about Ciara and choosing, look, I've seen this with a lot of women. Y'all could definitely choose better with you guys are not superficial. Men are probably a little bit more superficial. Women are definitely more open-minded. Like, he has a great personality. He's a sweet guy. Look, I need y'all to be a little bit more superficial. just a little bit more superficial. Look at him. Look at the top of his mustache. Or needs a little bit more trimming. Like what? Am I? Okay. All right. But look at Ciara. Gorgeous.
Side of a relationship, and West continues to pursue her, and West and Jesse even pressure her, saying when is she going to have sex with him in their first season.
This part really grossed me out because I didn't know this element. This is why I'm sharing this video with you, for those that are just getting caught up on everything that's coming out from this Summer House scandal. I didn't know this part, and I was just like, oh, this for me got me a little annoyed and angry for Ciara. Let me go back a little bit.
Continues to pursue her, and West and Jesse even pressure her, saying when is she going to have sex with him in
Jesse? I missed that part. Oh, hell no.
Their first season. West saying when is she going to have sex with him, and West continues to pursue her, and West and Jesse even pressure her, saying when is she going to have sex with him in their first season. West chases her the entire summer, and even introduces her to his parents off camera, and as soon as they get physical, he cuts things off. Ciara's very hurt from a moral perspective, but also
as soon as things got physical between her and West is when he cut her off, because she was very dead set on not having sex with him unless it was going to be like a relationship. And then as soon as she gives him a little something, conquest. Wow. And someone else, I forgot who it was. At that point, we like to cite our sources, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Someone pointed out that it's interesting that you see Wes and Amanda, him claiming Amanda, you see them post this sort of like couple statement together, and he barely could show any commitment to the black woman. Well,
from a personal perspective. They come to a conclusion on the reunion, and then West does an entire New York Times article saying that he's not interested in her and that he's not a relationship guy.
I didn't see that article. I did not see that article, but that's gotta hurt when you are in a publication saying that about first of all, let me just rewind back. When you look like West and you look like Ciara, when the mid guy goes in a publication and it's just like downplaying the relationship, downplaying you? That's why I'm okay with saying, like, Wes, you're ugly. Oh! Because you had the nerve. You know what you try to do? You try to humble Ciara. And I hope all of the Summer House fans continue to humble you. You mediocre looking mother father. Wow.
Saying that he's not interested in her and that he's not a relationship guy. This season, West plays in her face all summer, trying to make it seem as if he wants to get back with her, but also calling.
And because I'm in the middle of season 10, I'm seeing there is this conversation about them possibly trying this again.
her his nighttime crush. Even discussed his permission to get physical with her with all of his other guy friends. All the while saying he's not a relationship guy. All of this to get in a relationship with a married white woman and issue a public statement. Ciara's done a ton of interviews this season talking about being the first black woman on the show and also how everyone sexualizes her because it's a stereotype. Wes and Austin's actions just reinforce the Jezebel trope and reinforce this notion that black women are good enough to have sex with but not to date. Amanda is a terrible friend, but the race aspect takes this just to a completely different level, especially because Ciara shared this with the entire house.
Shout out to Hey Mr. Brucey on Instagram. Go follow him because you know what we do here. We cite our sources. I just felt like that was such a great breakdown of what's been going on, which I did not know. I knew some of it, but I didn't know all of that. And I was just like, oh, this is interesting. This is definitely interesting. Let me just say, I saw a comment. Lorena says the article is what kept her so mad, Ciara, and apprehensive to even be in talking terms with West. And seems she let her guard down again this season, based on what I'm seeing that's happening this season. Wow, he's a narcissist. This is what we talk about people being manipulative. If you read, going back to what we were talking about at the top of this, when we were talking about Brandy's book and Wanya Mars, I've done a couple of videos this week just talking about what came out in the book. It talks about how manipulative Wanya was to Brandy. What I'm seeing here from West, it was that he was manipulative. How old is West? How old is West? Is he in his 20s? I mean, the face is giving a hard 30-something. Squirtle, thank you so much for another super chat. Squirtle says, Noem gets nothing but the evil eye from me. May the devil prey on what remains of your soul. Oh, that's Kristi Noem. For those that are just joining us, we had another story about Kristi Noem. Nicole, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Nicole says, Ciara is gorgeous. She let her crown tilt, and I'm hoping she doesn't do it again. Those men can't handle chocolate. She's too rich in flavor. Here's the thing, too. And I know a lot of people will always say that, Ciara's beautiful, Ciara's beautiful. But Ciara's also smart. She may not be smart when it comes to relationships. He's 31. That's a hard 31. That's a hard 31. Ciara's also really, really smart. Becoming a nurse is not an easy task. Working as a nurse is not an easy task. So I know she's smart. And she's a Capricorn. Capricorns aren't dummies. They're about their money too. So, Ciara. And apparently she got a lot of backlash for dating him, as opposed to him getting backlash for treating her the way that he treated her. And that's probably because I always tell you about this, the Bravo universe. We're a part of the Bravo universe, but I don't consider us the Bravo universe over here because we talk about a bunch of stuff, but we also think a little bit differently over here. We don't think the same, but we think differently when it comes to the Bravo universe. The Bravo universe is a dark place sometimes, especially if you are a person of color. And it's interesting, especially if you are a woman too, which is kind of crazy because it's filled with women. Young Eartha Kid, thank you so much for the super chat. Let me shimmy for the $20. Thank you. I'm also wearing my shirt, y'all. The tour shirt. You can find this on the Kempire After Dark not Kempire After Dark. You can find the Kempire After Dark merch on thehouseofkempire.com. Young Eartha Kid says, I was a West apologist all last season and top of this one because the chemistry we saw between Ciara and West was so good. But now that man is gross. The blindfold is off. He used Ciara to gain popularity and a storyline. I'm glad that you can own that, Young Eartha Kid. And I can see how he may have manipulated you. But based on what I heard about it when the first breakup situation happened, and then what I saw, what he was saying at the reunion, how people were mad at him at the reunion because they were talking about how thirsty he was in the group chat and stuff like that. I said, I see him for who he is. And what he decided to do that following season was try to make the audience like him again. And y'all fell for it. And now he's showing y'all his true colors. Look. Showing y'all his true colors. Okay? All right. I'm not done, though. We have more to talk about because Kyle, who I've met, I've turned a corner with Kyle because I have to say this. When I met Kyle, it was at the Crappy Awards. Very nice. He was very nice to me. I'm not going to say that he wasn't nice. But then when I'm watching this season and Amanda talks about him falling asleep at one of the fans' place because he was so drunk. When I met him, he was really drunk too. And some of you have said that he has a drinking problem. And I was like, okay, that tracks. And I clocked, look, I clocked how he was talking to some of the female fans at the Crappies. And I was like, Brooke was with me. Brooke, I'm not throwing you under the bus, but I need to ask Brooke. I need to text Brooke later. Brooke, but if you see this, I need to know if you felt the way that I felt with how he was interacting with some of the fans, the female fans that were there. Because I was kind of like, because I don't watch the show, but I knew who he was. And I was like, the conversation, he might be a little too friendly. And then I'm watching the season and I'm like, wait, you fell asleep at a fan's house? And you didn't do anything? I don't know if I believe that. Okay. Oh, damn. Paint These Wings says, I met him at Sir and he was drunk as well. It concerns me when people, I get it. People drink. You know, I'm not a drinker. People drink, but I don't think people realize, especially if you drink this much, it affects your brain. Do y'all realize that? Oh, and I discovered that Amanda, she's a good pothead. Shorty P says, alcoholics and weed heads shouldn't date, etc. Two different energies. That's why, is that why she's so lazy at the house, not cleaning up? Oh, I got it, Soraya. I got the information. I got it, Soraya. We're gonna talk. That's why I said I have a lot to talk about when it comes to Summer House. So let me get into what Kyle had to say, and then we'll get into the breaking news of what TMZ's reporting in regards to evidence that Ciara has about Amanda and Wes. Yes. All right. Again, guys, if you haven't liked the video, be sure to like the video. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe, because now I'm in. I'm not going to promise you that I'm going to go back and watch all the seasons, because I just don't know if I have the time. Okay? But I feel like I'm fully versed. I don't feel lost at all. I don't feel lost at all at this particular point. Let's play what Kyle had to say in regards to, and we're going to play this under fair use, and you're going to hear an echo, so be strong.
How are you? What's up?
All right, man.
I like the shirt. I like the hat. How are you? See the puffs?
Hanging in.
I know.
Sidebar, do you guys think that this was planned? I know Adam is on, you know, he does street journalism, like, but do y'all think this was planned? A lot of these celebrities and reality stars will tell people. I know, look, I know, too, She Jack says Brooke Ashley had her own interaction with him. She used to work with her for a short period of time at Rent the Runway. She told me that night. That's how I knew. Yeah. But she also said, Brooke, I'll let Brooke tell her story. No, never mind.
Feeling though. I mean, obviously it's been a tough, kind of crazy 24 hours. How are you? I think that's what
I'm good. I appreciate you checking in. I'm actually really worried about Amanda, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Have you talked to her since, or?
Talked to her.
And he's not look, I think also people think when we're talking about the story that this absolves Kyle in any way. No, he was a terrible husband, terrible boyfriend. This does not absolve him. But I do find it interesting that he's giving her grace here. He was also married. He is married to her. So I'm sure he has, you know, of course, he feels for her. Okay?
Talked to her like before they put the statement out. She gave me a heads up. And I talked to her last night, and I think I understand people have all sorts of opinions. And I'm not justifying any behavior, but like,
I want to say this, y'all. This is another reason why you shouldn't drink. I have to say, listening to him on Summer House, listening to him in this interview, I'm just like, spit it out. And also the tone of it, you know, I'm very particular with tones of a voice, like there's a little bit of a nasal. I'm sorry, Kyle, but I'm just like, okay, spit it out and change your voice.
from what I'm seeing, she's kind of getting cyberbullied, and then at the end of the day, like, all I know is Wes seems to be the kind of guy playing multiple women at the same time. And I just look at him somehow.
So he's blaming Wes.
And all of this, like, 50,000 people have decided that Wes deserves their fallout. And meanwhile, they're just lighting up Amanda.
Yeah.
I just feel bad because, like, look, Amanda knows that.
I'm also thinking that this was planned because if I just saw Kyle walking by me down the street with this on, I would have never known that was Kyle because he has a hat. He has a Celsius hat on, even though he has the Loverboy shirt on. But some of y'all would probably have the Loverboy shirt on too. Got it from BravoCon or something. And he has sunglasses on. I would have never known that this was him because it's not like he has the mullet anymore. You can barely see his hair. So I would have never known. I would have just thought this was some other white guy in the financial. I think he still lives in the financial district. I would have just thought it was some regular, finance bro, and I would have kept on walking. This was planned.
What she did was wrong, and she's trying to come to terms with it. But she is not well.
She's not well. He said.
Did you know about this? How long have you known about this?
Okay, I just basically figured out over the weekend. I mean, obviously, I was trying to give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people knew. There's words that Dave Portnoy said he heard back in February. So is it more upsetting for you that you heard people knew and didn't tell you, or they should have just came forward? And
I think they look. I don't know that I don't understand the timeline just yet. It definitely makes me second guess a lot of things last summer. At a minimum, just how checked out she was, and I was, my own unsuccessful ways. I was still trying to put an effort in. I mean, it's a mental mind fuck for me, just because there's still so much that we're watching.
I just want to highlight some of the comments in the segment. I think this is true. Real House Husband, because I was watching, what was it, episode 2, where he talks about his financial issues. Kyle, that's why he's been DJing, because he's not even taking a salary from Loverboy anymore, and he's had to put $500,000 into the business. The Real House Husband says this is damage control. He's trying to save the other show. They need that income. Hold on. Black Emmy says that Kyle's happy about the timing, takes attention from his on-cam verbal abuse, which I'm seeing in this season. Mr. Mellon Magic said, are there any black men on Summer House Ciara can talk to? Which is interesting because this season, at the top of the season, I think it was in episode 2, she's having a conversation. KJ is a new cast member, which a lot of people like KJ on the show. They're having a conversation. They're really connecting as black people and how they grew up. So it's actually really cool to see, but I don't see chemistry between them like that now. And I don't think that happens at all this season. I don't know if that would ever happen, to be honest.
From the summer, I don't know, I'm at a little bit of loss of words.
No, I get it. How have you talked to Wes? Has he reached out to you?
He sent some half-assed text message. I guess what I'm trying to say is most of our audience, most of our followers are women. Amanda deals with mental health issues. Before cyberbullying her and then giving Wes a follow, maybe think twice.
Yeah.
It's like we're still trying to figure all this out. I'm still trying to figure out the details, but I can imagine Wes is using the same charm that he's using on just about every other chick.
So do you think this is, with the news coming out, you found out about this?
I did see, y'all, that I didn't want to spoil it for anyone else in the chat, but I do see that KJ later in the season is dating Dara. For those that KJ, the newest member, black guy, that's a part of Summer House. And for those that are just joining us, we're playing the clips from the interview that Kyle did with Adam Glenn on the streets of New York. He just happened to run into him.
Weekend, pretty much. You put it together. So how did you put it together, or did they come forward and tell you?
I mean, it was just like a series of events that, unfortunately, the evidence just kind of started piling up. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Did you know about this? So last summer, do you think something was going on last summer, or even?
Looking back, there's a lot of us that look at his body language and how touchy and handsy he is with her, and I kind of just gave him a little bit of
Sidebar. Here's the thing. Just even watching season 10 of Summer House, I'm just sort of like, the way that they're not even, I don't know if flirty is the word. No, they're flirty with each other. Like all of them. Like Amanda was jumping into the pool. I mean, she still had her top on, but you could see it was like a see-through top, jumping in the pool, Wes looking. I just feel like, is this almost inevitable that these people are going to be hooking up, even if they're married? And then there's that other new guy, the Australian guy, where they talk about when they went skinny dipping when they first met at her friend's wedding. And I'm thinking to myself, so he's seen all your goods, like like skinny dipping, like naked. So I'm just like,
all past. Oh, it's West.
Yeah.
But he's like, I mean, candidly, like his Watch What Happens, in his confessionals in last week's episode, I could not believe that he went there. And
And what did he say in his text message?
oh fuck, right?
Yeah. Right there.
We got a boomer.
Yeah.
I honestly, it was just a word salad. I don't even remember.
So where does it stand right now? You and Amanda, are you guys talking? Or? I know you said you're
I'm obviously frustrated. I feel like, we have a whole new show to come out. There's so much that gets unpacked there. I'm obviously disappointed.
not him promoting the new show. Lord have mercy. That's the thing with these reality TV stars. This is why I don't necessarily 100% believe everything that comes out, especially the way it's pushed out. Just pay attention to these elements here. He's talking about the new show and blah blah. God.
But just hearing her and hearing how unwell she is, dark thoughts. I just ask people to just, maybe let off the gas a little bit with the cyberbullying and the hate.
Have you talked to Ciara at all?
Yeah.
And how she, and
touch this whole.
did she know it or did she?
Let's go to part 2.
Maybe let off the gas a little bit with the cyberbullying and the hate.
Have you talked to Ciara at all?
Yeah.
And how she, and
touch this whole.
did she know it or did she find out this weekend as with you?
I think she had more evidence at her disposal than I did, and
Pause. So that's the breaking news that there is evidence that Ciara has. So this is what Kyle alluded to yesterday.
I think she was trying to let me come to terms at my own speed, and it's just a lot to process. I don't understand the person who just decides, the guy just.
Maybe this is why, can you always advocate for heterosexual men to have more gay friends in their lives? Maybe this is why gay men can't be friends with heterosexual men. Do all heterosexual men speak like this? I'm like, sir, spit it out. Articulate. Or maybe stop drinking.
Playing multiple women on TV and off deserves a follow right now.
Yeah.
That just blows my mind. He's gained 50,000 followers in the last 24 hours. Who are those?
What are we talking about? Why does that matter? Your wife, your estranged wife, cheated with one of your friends and colleagues. I don't know. Is it even considered cheating? I don't know what it's considered. I guess it's considered cheating because they're still married. I don't know. Oh, and we also don't know when this started. Why are we talking about the amount of followers that Wes has gained? Why has Wes gained followers? I'm looking at all of y'all. Why? Y'all are weird.
50,000 people.
It
just blows my mind.
I remember seeing Watch What Happens.
Is he mad because he didn't gain? Look, is he mad because he didn't gain 50,000? Kat says yes, Kempire. Most of them speak like this. Oh God. Oh, Tucci Jack says he's a Leo Kemp. Kyle loves the attention and spotlight, and so is Amanda. So is she really bothered by the attention she's getting right now? Makes you wonder. Rahina, thank you so much for the super chat. Let me shimmy. Also this season, Wes acts like he's scared of Ciara, making comments like he has to tiptoe around her, making comments like Ciara is so scary when she is mad, just diabolical. Oh my goodness, I can't. And you guys want me to watch this show? Like, there's enough triggering things watching Bravo shows. Y'all want me to watch another show that's triggering? Really? The O'Rourke's, thank you so much for the super chat. As a married couple, K and A should have never invited single individual Wes into their household to live. Wait a minute. He stayed with them? Wait, are you meaning in the summer house? Or are you talking about like their house? Oh no. I'm thinking you're talking about their house. This leads to cheating, divorce, or murder. Please, can someone tell me, was he living in their house or their apartment, probably in Manhattan, if that's the case? Young Eartha Kid, thank you so much for another super chat. Amanda is also a nasty piece of work. After Ciara shared her struggles as a black woman, and also how she showed up for Scamanda as a friend during all of Scamanda's victim campaign the past few seasons. I can see it in season 10, her being an advocate and basically shading Kyle this season in support of Amanda. Way of Keith, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Way of Keith says, something in me is saying that this is a storyline they stole from Vanderpump Rules to come to us with the BS. Keith, I said this. Go rewind the tape. Go to my ex. I posted about this, and some of the Summer House fans were mad when I said it. Ciara being caught crying in the busiest city in the world seems quite convenient. Well, I won't say that because this has been brewing for a while, so it wouldn't be shocking to me that you could probably catch that. But I don't put anything past them. Mr. Melon Magic, thank you for the super chat. I will say it for you, Camp. He's lit right now. He's lit. I don't know if he's lit right now. He might have been lit the night before, and I also think he just has a brain thing. Like a brain thing.
More for Ciara than for me. I mean, what do you think the fans? Do you feel like people are people reaching out to you in support of you, because it is a lot to handle? I mean, this is real life.
Yeah, I mean, look, I appreciate the people that are reaching out, and like, you know, obviously it's a lot for me to process. You know,
not the dogs.
Beast, come on. I mean, listen, it's gonna make me look at my summer through a different lens, for sure. I'm not trying to excuse any of my behavior.
Yeah.
I think what I was just teeter-tottering, constantly on the edge of like insanity, because yeah, I did feel neglected. I did feel purposely excluded, and then I was made to look crazy, you know, and I think that.
Do you feel like Bravo producers sort of knew something was going on? Because the way the editing of this season, it feels like it keeps showing West sort of hinting at it.
That's just how he is, man. Like, I was talking to the producers right up until last weekend, and I don't think there was.
Do you think
Bravo PR and producers, I don't think believed anything until this past week.
Well, do you think Andy knew something? Because I watched What Happens. He was pressing a little bit about this whole rumor. I thought he was.
I think Wes gave a horrible word salad of an answer that was vague.
Yeah.
And he's like, you kind of gave him that opportunity to clear it up. Like, but you didn't, you know, but you aren't hooking up.
Yeah.
I forget what he said. Yeah, look, like, I obviously haven't really commented on anything. I know you. So
Yeah, I appreciate that.
It's just a lot to take in.
I get it.
It's not just me, Amanda, Leslie, it's like our whole friend group. I mean, Carl's a mess. It really does put it to jeopardy what the show's about. Because, like, you can't shoot Summer House if the vibes are off.
Yeah. Would you go in?
We're not actors.
Are you going to go back on Summer House? Because there's a rumor that saying the last episode is like a little bit of a farewell, but where do you feel?
I mean, like, look, I think that when we started casting in the city, I think the idea was like maybe on part-time Summer House, TBD, but like it was a way to continue on and kind of solidify our future on the network with a new show that if Amanda and I want to have kids, it's not such a, you know,
Gotcha.
It's tough to go film Summer House with kids. Lindsay's done well, but it ain't easy, right? So I think that it was the network's way of saying, listen, like, let's.
These dogs, get them home. They're tired of standing still. You taking them out on a walk.
I think that show still has legs because they're just an amazing group of friends, all super dynamic, different stages in life. You know, that I think that actually, you know, I think the show will be a good show. It's just there's just so much to unpack.
Yeah.
With my 10-year, you know, relationship.
Yeah.
Like this is kind of big. So it's like we're watching a whole different movie while this other thing plays out. It's a crazy feeling.
So you don't.
Tushi Jack says West's demeanor was very telling on Watch What Happens Live. It was clear he was lying. Here they go, about to get those ratings up over there. Watch What Happens Live.
Will you be on? Or, like, is that something you're still entertaining? Like,
Yeah, I think that, like, particularly as I
this new
this
chapter?
year single, I was like, I mean, yeah, there's no reason not to do Summer House. Obviously, every single year we go through a casting process.
So you're still down to do another season of Summer House?
Yeah.
Of course, he wants
I
both
think
checks.
I think the real issues would just be like, can we actually group film?
Yeah.
And everything else. I've never, contrary to like belief, I've never had an issue with filming anybody with anybody that I had beef with in 10 years. I would never do that. It's the last that I would ever do. Yeah, but like, yeah, I have a real issue with a dude that manages to use his charm
Yeah.
to get whatever he wants, says the right thing at the right time. I'm not saying he manipulated Amanda, but she's clearly in a vulnerable spot. And
But how long has this relation been going on for?
I honestly
They
don't
don't,
know.
so you don't know if they've been dating? Are they dating, or it was just a hookup? You know-
Again,
My thing is, he's really, Kyle's really trying to paint Amanda as the innocent party here. How much of, because I don't know Amanda very well, how much of this do you guys blame on Wes versus Amanda? But Amanda, if the tables were reversed and it was Kyle that was the one that cheated this way, I just want to put that in your ear. How would you feel? Would you put the onus on the married man versus the trollop that comes in? Or are you going to put the onus on the married woman here? Just asking. Let me show you part 3, and then I'll be done with talking to Kyle, because he's working my nerve with the slow talking.
she's clearly in a vulnerable spot. And
But how long has this relation been going on for?
I honestly
They
don't know.
don't, so you don't know if they've been dating? Are they dating, or it was just a hookup? You know-
Again, like the details are vague.
And
I'm giving Amanda grace just because I know she, just from a mental standpoint, is, she's fragile.
yeah.
Uh,
Do you think this was going on? And do you think they? I hate to say it, and it's saying it to you because you're still technically married. But do you think they hooked up in the fall, in the
I mean,
summer?
I've seen rumors, I've seen lines, and I've had DMs that say it dates back to like June. But I mean, I'm gonna get crazy.
When did they film? Because I know they filmed the summer for Summer House. But when exactly does filming start and end for Summer House? Because he's saying it dates back to June. There's so many men and women in the world. I just don't understand why people do this.
I get it. I get it.
I don't know what to believe.
I get it.
Again, I'm trying to give. There's a little murkiness as to like our separation. We put the announcement out that I think we'll have to address with the reunion. Right now I'm just honestly more concerned about Amanda's like mental health, and I am trying to get to the bottom of it because I am worried about her. I don't think this is a place to like.
Do you guys believe him? I mean, I don't know. I don't know him not to believe him that he's not concerned about her mental health. He probably knows way more than we do when it comes to that. Mill says that they film in June until August. Oh, so they really do shoot Summer House during the summer. Oh, with Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Woo, woo, woo. You guys were filming like, what were they filming? It was not summer. It was definitely not summer. Lord have mercy. They sitting there by the pool trying to act like it's Summer House and they chilling. Oh, my Martha's Vineyard crew. I'm sorry. Oh, woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, yeah, that makes sense because I remember watching when the episode, it was July 4th through Labor Day. So they film summer, at the height of summer. So if he thinks that this happened in June, so it was before they started filming. So what we're watching right now, and she's in the pool showing off her breasts to this man. Oh, no, 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 no.
For her what she needs. I've been caring and providing for her for 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's a weird position to find myself in.
I know, but listen, I think I feel for you, man. I know this is real life. This is not a TV show, and I can tell by your body language, it's tough.
I know.
You're
I'm
processing.
usually a little better spoken. I'm like
You're
really
processing.
Still in shock. Still in disbelief. Still don't know what to say.
I get it. Andy, reach out?
No.
No.
but
Oh, Andy Cohen has not reached out. Andy don't care. Andy will reach out when it comes time because he's going to be there for the reunion. I can't believe Andy does all these reunions. There's not one other person that could host these. Okay, we're not going to answer the rant about that. Andy's he's gonna have all of you guys on his Watch What Happens Live to get those ratings up. He is like this with his hands. He is just rubbing his hands together, his ashy hands together. Hold on. We have quite a few super chats, guys. Just joining us. This is a special Hot Topics Live. I will be adding the timestamps later on today. I'll add it. And thank you guys for keeping me versed on the time schedule for Summer House. Chris says they start in July, Kempire. The rumors started around June, and circa 6 months before shooting started, Kyle was gone every weekend DJing, and Amanda spent those weekends with West. Why would a married woman spend time with I'm not saying that men and women can't be friends, but with West of all people, married women spend time with a single. I don't know. That already seems suspect to me. Chris, thank you so much for the super chat. Chris says the streets are talking. Scamanda never liked Ciara and has a certain type of ideology, specifically when it comes to people from the Middle East. What? Wait, what? Moira, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Moira, let me shimmy. You guys y'all are throwing the $20 at me today. I see quite a few $20 in here. Thank you. He's beyond thirsty. I'm glad that she was done with him. Ooh. Damn. The O'Rourke, thank you for the super chat. She says, Kemp, yes, in Manhattan, Wes was upset when, they were staying, so she was staying at the he was staying at their apartment. Wes was upset when Kyle said F you to Amanda. He ran to make sure that she was okay. I'm graduating 6-7, 8, your associates with honors from DeVry University. Well, congratulations to you. Okay, 6-7. I had to. The kids are going to be so mad about that. Thank you for the super chat. Jay Mercedes, thank you so much for the super chat. $20 super chat. Let me shimmy. Both shows are still viable. Lindsay had an engagement called off with wedding debt. Oh, gosh. Dealt with the drag from the public with all with another cast member who she still has to see. The coddling of Amanda has to stop. Been 10 seasons. Why do they coddle her? She's not even likable. Okay. All right. Jay Mercedes, thank you for another $20 super chat. Let me shimmy. Let us also not forget when Lindsay was made the villain with Carl, Amanda was Team Carl. Lindsay and Kyle also had drama for 4 seasons ago. Because Lindsay mentioned that she heard Amanda cheated. This isn't new. Amanda Basura is the villain. I mean, that's trash for those that don't know Spanish. What? Thank you for the quick update. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't know that Lindsay had a baby. All right. Let me finish this up so I can get to the real tea, the update that's coming from TMZ when it comes to the evidence that Ciara found.
I feel like Wes kind of positioned himself very conveniently to be this knight in shining armor for women, standing up for Amanda, checking me, and I watched that, and for him to say what he said in his confessional and then double down and watch what happens.
Yeah.
I was like, something's up.
Yeah, I get it. Listen,
just like throw. I mean, he basically threw his friendship with me away in one clean swoop, and then that's when the wheel started turning in terms of wait a minute.
Does he have the dog's poop in his hands, y'all? What? We couldn't find a place to put that? Like the garbage can before doing an interview that was planned? Alma, thank you so much for being a member and for the super for being a member for 30 months. Alma says Amanda was always taking out her frustrations from being with Kyle on the other female cast members for years with her clique. I'm not surprised. Oh, okay. Clarity. So she's not a girl's girl, basically.
Like all these rumors. What happened to Bro Code?
Yeah.
Like, he compared me to the Wolf of Wall Street. I am gonna watch like Wolf of Wall Street buys his wife present when he made the hooker.
Yeah.
And he goes, I probably made things worse for you, like with that comment. I'm like, bro, you lit me on fire. You kicked me when I'm down. I don't need to be kicked by the dude on the show. The female audience is trying to drag me, as they should. I didn't need him to pile on like he did. So there's a lot to unpack.
I think it was a strategic on his part, like the whole time.
The dogs are like, take me home. That would be me too, though. As a tourist, I'd be like, okay, can we stop talking to this man? Can I go home? I'm hungry. I'm like, I'm hungry.
Yeah, do you feel like it was manipulative, not manipulative on Amanda, but like strategic on his part, like he was trying to capitalize on this, this is a celebrity game.
Wes is smart enough to know who the audience is, and he knows clearly what to say to women to win them over. And everyone's like, oh my god, look at his redemption arc, and he was just piling on strategically, for sure. We filmed these confessionals after the fact.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He hitched his wagon to Amanda's horse during her glow up and made me look even worse with some of his comments.
Yeah.
Like, he made it sound like I'm like yelling at my wife. I said what I said, which was disgusting. Under my
Pause. Sean Unfiltered, thank you for being a member. It's in a poop bag. Us dog owners are used to it. I know what it's in. I didn't realize he was still holding it until he raised his hand. I was like, what the hell? Kendra, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships to the channel. Shout out to Kendra. Be sure to thank Kendra for your membership. Jay Mercedes, thank you so much for another super chat. You just throwing the money at me today. Come on now. Jay Mercedes says, Kyle is also being humble because Loverboy is on the hook for $2 million. Amanda is married to him, therefore she's on the hook too. Okay, well, the plot thickens. Amanda cheating would be the least of my worries. Protect the check, guys. Well, you bring up a very valid point. Very valid point. They all are probably in debt right now. Hence goes back to my original conspiracy theory. Because everyone's like, well, they don't need it. The show is doing well. But are they individually, financially doing well? This season alone, Kyle is talking about the financial struggles that he's going through and why he's DJing. This makes me think, is this all a scheme that they set up to come to us with the BS? Because you saw with the Scandal Ball, folks, how much money they made off of that. And I'm not even just talking about production. Definitely made the production and the network and the advertisers made a ton of money off of Scandal Ball. But the stars also made a ton of money. Even Tom Sandoval, I know he lost his restaurant, but he made some money off of that too. All right.
You know, I regret it. I apologized. But, like, you know, I didn't need to be kicked by another dude on the show who's literally playing women, you know,
I get it.
entire adult life.
Yeah. Well, listen, dude, I'm happy you seem to be doing okay, but you're still processing. You know, like I'm glad you're coming outside. You know, I think that's step one, that you're getting out of the house a little bit. So
Again, I don't even know what I'm saying right now. You know, I'm still processing how to even, like, confront Wes. I think that, like, a lot of people don't understand how close we were.
And remember I was asking you guys if West and Kyle were close. He's saying that a lot of people don't even understand how close they actually were. Word on the street, they're going to be filming the Summer House reunion on April 15.
We traveled to Toronto, we traveled to the Ozarks. I was at his parents' house, riding horses at his dad's ranch. Like, there's like some wild betrayal here.
Yeah.
And
And do you think, I mean, what about the other cast members too? Ciara and all those guys. Do you think they should? How do you think they should react to Amanda? How should they? Or
I think they're all super disappointed, and I know that just given we had a 10-year relationship, and she's been good friends with Ciara for 6 years. I know that she is probably getting the brunt of it, but like again, I really think that West is capable of manipulating any female.
Yeah.
My wife included, not divorced yet.
I hear you. Well, dude, again, I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. I'm glad, you're getting out of the house a little bit.
I appreciate
It's
it.
day by day, and
Sorry,
I know.
solid.
No, I get it, bud. I get it. It's
So
tough.
I'm gonna get in trouble with talking.
No, never. It's all
out of it.
Thank you, bud.
Sorry for the word salad. I feel like that's the way he always speaks, right? Isn't that always the way that he speaks? Word salad. Moira, thank you so much for being a member for 38 months. Kyle is talking about the followers because he can't get any followers. That's exactly what I thought. Chris says, thank you for being a member, Chris, as well. There's so much footage of Scamanda and West out there for it to be fake Kempire. There is a video of them making out. I'm not saying that the affair isn't real, but it wouldn't be shocking to me that they're playing up this situation. You know what I mean? Taking advantage of the situation. But I don't know. I'm going to keep my eye on all of it. All right, so we have an update in regards to the Summer House scandal, y'all. I know we've been talking about the Summer House scandal for a long time. I've been live for 2 hours. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Let me give you the update. According to TMZ, Ciara uncovered a video of Amanda, Batula, and Wes Wilson before their shocking hookup announcement. Sources close to the situation tell TMZ that the Summer House star obtained a video allegedly showing Amanda and Wes being intimate in his apartment. How? Unless Wes was filming it? Something that left her upset. We're told neither Amanda nor Wes knew that they were being recorded. But wait, how? I don't understand. That don't make no sense to me. That don't make any sense to me. One source tells us Amanda sent Ciara a text Monday afternoon saying that she never meant to hurt her. We're told that Amanda also said that she wanted to sort out her feelings about Wes before discussing the romance with her friend. So, I don't get that. So, but you hooked up with him? I don't understand. As TMZ previously reported, Amanda and Wes confirmed their romance on Tuesday via statements released on Instagram. The two said that We've seen the growing online speculation, so while there is still very new, this is still very new, we wanted to provide some clarity, and they really didn't. It was never our intention to purposely hide anything, given the complicated relationship dynamics involved and the scrutiny that comes with being on a reality show. We need a little space to process things privately before speaking on it. We've shown up for each other as friends over the years through all the highs and lows, and what developed recently was the last thing either of us expected. Our connection grew out of genuine, long-standing friendship, which made it especially important for us to approach this with care. And Vanita, from Southern Charm, came out and said it's so interesting that they were willing to talk about their connection and not their friend, Ciara. Okay. All right. But I don't get, how in the hell was there footage of them being intimate? Unless it was at the Summer House. Was it at the Summer House that they were filmed? I don't get it. I need clarification on that. So that's the rumor, according to TMZ, that Ciara saw footage of Amanda and Wes being intimate. That's crazy. That's crazy. Look, if anything, I'm going to definitely, if I don't finish I probably will watch the season of Summer House. I'm not going to promise you guys I'm going to be recapping it, but I will probably watch the season just so I can get to the reunion that they're going to film reportedly on April 15th. All right. Was there anything else that I wanted to say? Did I get through all the things that we talked a lot? It's already over 2 hours. Don't forget, guys, you can also hear the Kempire live on our podcast. If you're not subscribed to the podcast, yes, we have a podcast. head on over there. It's not just everything that you find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or Twitter. It's also additional content, including Club Kempire. I'll talk more about the Brandy event and things like that over there. So make sure you subscribe to Club Kempire on Apple Podcasts as well. Shout out to our King's Guards for holding us down. Shout out to our sponsors. More information on all of our sponsors will be available in the description, along with our Are You Okay merch and our Kempire After Dark live tour merch. The Villain Era merch is available at houseofkempire.com. All right. Alma says, I'm sorry, they are dumb to record that. I don't know. Apparently, according to TMZ, they're saying that they didn't know that they were being recorded. Okay. Real House husband says, allegedly a neighbor saw them through a window and recorded them. That's weird. And they sent it to Ciara? That's weird. But I'm sure some of you have probably, especially in New York, you've probably seen some weird things in your windows, but that's crazy. P-Dub says, Kempire, you have to watch it so you can see all the nuances. Well, this season, because you know, when I said this on Twitter, hey, Twitter, everyone's like, no, don't, you can't start with season 10. You got to start with season this one, that. I was like, leave me alone. All right? Leave me alone. Right? Magnolia says, why would a neighbor record them? That's crazy. Someone recorded them without their knowledge, allegedly. Or was it Wes? Based on what I've seen of Wes, I would not put it past him. He seems like a creep. I would not put it past him that he recorded them. And he wants to make it seem as if that, oh, someone recorded us without our knowledge. All right. His Boogie Bear says, I'm not missing anything. Just listening to support Kempire. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. On that note, shout out to everyone that I met last night at the Brandy book event. It was a really great meeting because y'all know I'm never outside. So when I am outside, it was great to see people. But now here we are. I'm back inside and I'm not going back out till Saturday. It's cold again in New York. Yesterday was so beautiful. Now it's cold again. Is it going to warm up this weekend? Let's take a look. Y'all don't come here for the weather, but I'll give it to you. Okay, Friday will be 64. All 71 on Saturday. But then 51 on Monday. Then 50 on Tuesday. 46 on Wednesday. But then back to 63 on Thursday. Then 62 on Friday. Then 67 on Saturday. So this Saturday, it's not going to be bad, but spring, can you hear me? All right. On that note, thank you all for being here. I will see you. I will probably go live tomorrow for our Friday live to talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Maybe some more Summer House. I have to watch this. I don't really want to. The Jen Shaw interview that she did with People Magazine. We'll talk about Ladies of London, and we'll talk about the new premiere episode of Real Housewives of Rhode Island. All right? Fine. Tyree says it's 82 in Atlanta. Well, good for you. 40-something degrees here in New York. Purple says New York City's not so... I don't want it to be hot because yesterday was hot. I don't want it to be hot, but I also don't need it to be winter. Like, I feel like this is below what it's supposed to be for spring. It is spring now in New York. All right. Oh, Kendra, thank you for the reminder. I'm going to go check it right now. I'm going to go head out. Let me go get some air. I'm going to go head out. All right, y'all. I will see you all in the next one. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to our King's Guards. Thank you to our channel members. Thank you to our subscribers. And I met a lady yesterday that said she watches all my content, and she admitted to me that she wasn't subscribed. She's like, I'm going to subscribe. Subscribe. And make sure that you're still subscribed. All right? All right. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, y'all. Magnolia, we talked about it. I'm going to add the timestamps later. Magnolia says, off topic, it's reported that Pam Bondi has been fired. Magnolia, you must have just joined us. We talked about that too. We even talked about Kristi Noem and her sir, madam, husband. Wife. Yeah, that one. So I'll add the timestamps later, y'all. Bye, everyone.
Here we go now.